All right, so today we're diving into AI video generation.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, and specifically we're going to be looking at InVideo,
Okay.
which is kind of a two-headed beast, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it because you've got InVideo AI where you can literally turn text into video, like just like that. And then there's InVideo Studio, which is like the more traditional video editor for when you want like finer control, you know?
Yeah, for when you want to get in there and get your hands dirty a little bit.
Exactly.
So for someone who maybe hasn't even dabbled in video editing before, walk us through this whole text to video thing with InVideo AI.
So imagine you're like writing a blog post, but instead of hitting like publish, you just hit a button that says make me a video. And that's kind of what this is.
Really?
Yeah. So InVideo AI will analyze your text, like pick out the key points, and then start like weaving together visuals, music, voiceover, like the whole 9 yards.
Wow, so it's not just like slapping generic stock footage on top of some robotic narration.
Not at all, no. InVideo AI is pulling from a library of over 16 million stock assets.
What, 16 million?
But here's the kicker. Like, the AI actually analyzes your text sentiment and tries to match the tone with the visuals that it selects.
Oh, wow.
So, like, if your script is, like, upbeat and energetic, you're not going to get, like, somber slow-motion footage. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's pretty clever.
Yeah.
But okay, 16 million assets, that's a lot.
It is.
How does it even begin to narrow down the choices?
So think of it like a super-powered search engine, but for visuals.
Okay.
It's looking for keywords. It's looking for themes, even analyzing like the emotional tone of your text,
Yeah.
just to make sure that the visuals are like a good fit.
So even with AI doing a lot of the heavy lifting, it still feels like there's room for creativity and control over the final product.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can always swap out visuals, tweak the music, adjust the pacing.
Yeah.
It's not a completely hands-off process at all.
Okay.
Plus, you have like pre-designed templates for different video types, like if you need to do like a YouTube intro or you need something for like Instagram stories, you're not starting from a blank canvas every time.
Right, so you're not having to reinvent the wheel every time you go to make a new video.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's like having a really talented assistant who can get you 80% of the way there, but you still have the final say.
I like that analogy. That's good. Yeah.
And if you want to get even more hands-on, that's where InVideo Studio comes in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of like your classic video editor, but on steroids.
Yeah. Think of it as like your classic video editor, but like it's got multi-track editing, tons of effects, the whole shebang.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's like having the best of both worlds. You've got AI for speed and efficiency, and then the full-fledged editor for when you want to really fine-tune things or work with your own footage.
Right. And since it's all cloud-based,
Yeah.
you can jump between the two seamlessly.
Okay.
So you can start a project with AI and then like move it over to Studio for polishing.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
So cloud-based. Now, for those of us who aren't tech wizards, what does that actually mean in terms of using InVideo? Why should we care that it's in the cloud?
That's a great question. So cloud-based means that like all your projects are stored online.
Okay.
Which means they're accessible from any device, so no more like giant video files clogging up your hard drive.
Oh, right.
But it also means like real-time collaboration.
Oh.
So you can have multiple people working on the same project like simultaneously.
At the same time.
Yeah, and seeing each other's changes in real time.
Whoa. Okay, now that's a feature that would save me a ton of headaches in the past.
Right.
Emailing video files back and forth, trying to keep track of versions, of nightmare.
I know, it's the worst.
Yeah.
So InVideo eliminates all that hassle.
Yeah.
You can even give feedback directly within the platform, so you can leave comments that are tied to specific timestamps in the video.
Oh, wow.
So it's like having a virtual editing room where everyone can just chime in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we've got AI that can practically read our minds and create videos, a massive library of visuals, and a cloud-based system for seamless collaboration. Is there anything InVideo can't do?
What? You know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are a few potential hiccups to be aware of.
Ah, yes. The reality check, lay it on me. What are the downsides?
So some users have reported that rendering times can be a bit slow, especially with longer videos.
Okay.
And while the free plan is actually quite generous, it does come with some limitations like watermarks on your exports.
Ah, okay. So you might find yourself wanting to upgrade to a paid plan to unlock all the bells and whistles.
Potentially, yeah.
What's the damage there?
So it really depends on your needs.
Yeah.
There are different paid tiers for both AI and Studio, each offering like different perks like more AI video minutes per month or increased storage.
Okay.
We'll dig into the pricing specifics a bit more in part 2.
Okay.
But for now, it's enough to know that there are options depending on how much you plan to use the platform.
All right, so we've covered the basics of both InVideo AI and InVideo Studio. It definitely sounds like there's a lot to unpack here, especially when it comes to pricing and, those potential drawbacks you talked about. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in part 2 to dive deeper into those areas.
Welcome back to our deep dive on InVideo.
Okay, so in part 1, we established that InVideo can do some pretty amazing things.
Yeah,
But let's be real, there's always a learning curve with any new tool.
absolutely. And I think with InVideo, like the sheer volume of options can be a bit intimidating at first.
Yeah.
We're talking over 5,000 customizable templates and millions of stock assets.
Right, it's like walking into a giant video production studio and being told, okay, go make a masterpiece.
Right.
Where do you even begin?
Yeah, well, I'd say like the templates are a great starting point.
Okay.
Think of them as like blueprints,
Right.
whether you need like a YouTube intro, a social media ad, a product demo. There's probably a template that's at least in the ballpark of what you're envisioning.
Okay, so you're not starting from scratch, which can be a huge time saver.
Exactly. And remember, these templates are just starting points. You can customize them to your heart's content.
Okay.
Swap out the visuals, tweak the text, adjust the pacing, add your own brand elements. Like, the possibilities are endless.
Now, once you've got your template sorted, you're probably wondering about finding the right visuals. We talked about that massive stock library.
Right.
But how do you actually navigate 16 million assets without getting lost in the abyss?
Well, InVideo has a surprisingly robust filtering system.
Oh, okay.
You can search by keyword media type, even style. So if you need like a dramatic shot of a cityscape at night, you can easily narrow down your options to a manageable selection.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the actual editing process? Is it truly as drag and drop simple as they claim?
InVideo has really prioritized user-friendliness. Like, the interface for both AI and Studio is very intuitive. You've got your timeline at the bottom, your media library on the side, your editing tools are all like neatly organized. It's all designed to be very visual and easy to grasp.
So you're saying I don't need a degree in video editing to figure it out?
Not at all. Of course, there are always more advanced techniques that you can learn, and InVideo offers tutorials for that.
Okay.
But the core functionality is designed to be accessible to everyone, regardless of their technical expertise.
Now, in part 1, you mentioned that InVideo is cloud-based, which opens up a lot of possibilities for collaboration.
Absolutely. Imagine this. You and your team are working on a video project.
Okay.
Instead of like emailing files back and forth, you can all log into InVideo and edit the same project simultaneously.
Really?
Yeah, seeing each other's changes in real time.
Wow, that's a game changer for remote teams or even just busy colleagues who can't always be in the same room.
Exactly. And the collaboration features go beyond just editing.
Okay.
You can leave comments directly on the video timeline. You can tag specific team members. You can even assign tasks. It just streamlines the entire feedback and approval process.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the amazing things InVideo can do, but let's get down to brass tacks pricing.
Okay.
We know there's a free plan, which is great for testing the waters.
Yeah.
But what about those paid options?
So InVideo offers a tiered pricing structure for both AI and Studio.
Okay.
The free plan is surprisingly robust, but it does come with limitations like watermarks on your exports and restrictions on the number of AI video minutes you get per month.
So for professional use, or if you're creating videos regularly, you'll likely want to consider a paid plan.
Exactly. The paid tiers unlock additional features like watermark-free exports, higher video resolution, more storage space.
Okay.
Plus, you get more AI video minutes per month, which is essential if you're using InVideo AI extensively.
Okay, that makes sense. But I imagine navigating the different pricing tiers can be a bit confusing. There are so many factors to consider, like the number of users' storage needs, the amount of AI usage.
You're right, it can be a bit overwhelming at first, but InVideo does a decent job of breaking down the different plans on their website,
Okay.
outlining what's included in each tier. So it really comes down to assessing your specific needs and budget.
All right, so let's say I've decided to take the plunge and invest in a paid plan. What about customization options?
Yeah.
You talked about templates.
Yeah.
But can I really make these videos feel like my own, or am I stuck with a generic look and feel?
InVideo offers a surprising amount of flexibility when it comes to customization.
Okay.
You can upload your own fonts, create custom color palettes, and even incorporate your brand logo and other elements.
So if I'm really picky about my brand aesthetics, I can still make sure my videos are consistent with my overall look and feel.
Absolutely. You're not limited to just tweaking the pre-designed elements.
Yeah.
You can really dig in and make those videos your own.
Now, I know a lot of people worry that with AI video generation, everything is going to start to look the same. Like, if we're all using the same tools and pulling from the same stock library, won't we end up with a sea of cookie-cutter videos?
Yeah, it's a valid concern, but I think it's important to remember that AI is just a tool.
Okay.
Ultimately, the originality of your video depends on you, the human creator.
So it's like having a set of high-tech paintbrushes. Everyone might have access to the same tools,
Right.
but the art they create will be unique to their individual style and vision.
Exactly. InVideo gives you the building blocks,
Okay.
but it's up to you to arrange them in a way that reflects your unique storytelling voice and brand identity.
Now, one thing that struck me while researching InVideo is its emphasis on making video creation accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a sign of a larger trend in the industry, this move towards democratizing video production?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more tools that empower individuals and small businesses to create professional quality videos without needing a huge budget or technical expertise.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time to be a content creator because the barriers to entry are lower than ever before.
So it's not just about fancy features and AI wizardry.
Right.
It's also about empowering people to tell their stories and share their ideas through video, regardless of their background or budget.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes InVideo so compelling. It bridges the gap between powerful technology and user friendliness, making video creation accessible to a much wider audience.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this part, from navigating the template library to the nuances of pricing and customization. But I know there's still some bigger questions looming about the impact of AI on the future of video creation.
That's right. In part 3, we'll shift our focus to those broader implications. We'll explore the ethical considerations, the potential disruptions to the industry, and what it all means for the future of visual storytelling.
All right, so welcome back to the deep dive. In parts 1 and 2, we really got our hands dirty with the features and functionality of InVideo.
Yeah, we did.
But now I want to step back and look at the bigger picture.
Okay, I like it.
So let's talk about the future. What changes do you see AI video generation bringing to the creative landscape, like 5 or 10 years down the line?
I think one of the most significant shifts will be like the democratization of video creation. You know,
Mm.
these tools are becoming so affordable and easy to use that they're like putting the power of video production into the hands of like everyday people.
Yeah, so you're saying that creating high quality videos will no longer be exclusive to like big production companies or people with specialized skills.
Exactly. Imagine a world where like small business owners, educators, even students can create professional looking videos without needing a huge budget or like
Yeah.
years of training.
Yeah,
That's the potential we're talking about.
that's pretty exciting, but I can also see some people being like wary of this. Some might argue that AI is going to replace human creativity, leading to a world where all videos look and feel the same, like they were churned out by a machine.
I understand that concern, but I see it differently. I think AI is more of an amplifier than a replacement. It can handle the tedious tasks, automate the repetitive stuff, but it's still up to the human creator to bring like the vision, the storytelling, the emotional intelligence, you know?
So it's more like AI is taking on the role of like a highly skilled assistant, freeing up human creators to focus on the things that only humans can do.
Precise. It's like having a virtual editor who can like instantly cut your footage,
Yeah.
add transitions, even color correct your shots, and that frees you up to focus on like the narrative, the pacing, the emotional impact, the heart of what makes a video compelling.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together to create something even greater than either could achieve alone.
Exactly. And
Good.
think about the possibilities for education. Like teachers could use AI to create like customized video lessons for different learning styles. Students could use AI to like produce high quality video projects, even start their own YouTube channels.
Wow, that's a whole new world of possibilities for learning and storytelling. But let's be real. There are always two sides to every coin. What potential downsides or challenges do you see arising from like the increasing use of AI in video creation?
Well, one concern that's often raised is the potential for job displacement.
Right.
As AI becomes more sophisticated, will it eventually lead to like fewer jobs for human video editors, animators, and other creative professionals?
Yeah, that's a tough question. It's hard to predict exactly how the industry will adapt, but it's definitely something we need to be mindful of.
Absolutely, and it's not just about jobs. There are ethical considerations as well.
Okay.
As AI-generated videos become more realistic, how do we ensure that they're not used for malicious purposes, like spreading misinformation or creating deepfakes that could damage reputations or even incite violence?
That's a scary thought. It seems like media literacy is going to become even more crucial in the future.
Right.
We'll need to be able to critically assess the videos we watch, questioning their authenticity and considering the potential biases of their creators.
I completely agree. We need to develop a more discerning eye, not just for like obvious fakes, but for subtle manipulations that might be harder to detect.
Yeah.
And we need to have like open conversations about the ethical implications of this technology, both as creators and as consumers.
It sounds like there's a lot of responsibility that comes with this power. It's not just about what we can create, but also about how we use those creations and the impact they might have on the world.
That's exactly right. As AI video generation becomes more widespread, we need to be mindful of the potential consequences, both positive and negative. It's a powerful tool, and like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for ill. The choices we make today will shape the future of this technology and its impact on society.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into AI video generation, what key takeaways do you want our listeners to remember?
First, I think it's important to embrace the possibilities. AI video generation has the potential to like democratize creativity, empower new voices, and revolutionize the way we tell stories. But we also need to proceed with caution, aware of the potential pitfalls, and committed to using this technology ethically and responsibly.
That's a great point. It's not about blindly embracing every new technology, but rather about approaching it with a critical eye, a sense of curiosity, and a willingness to ask tough questions.
Exactly. And I would add that we're still in the early stages of this AI video revolution.
Yeah.
The tools are constantly evolving, and the full impact of this technology is yet to be seen. It's an exciting time to be a creator, but it's also a time for thoughtful discussion and responsible innovation.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, we encourage you to continue exploring this space, experimenting with these tools, and engaging in conversations about the future of video creation. It's a journey we're all on together, and it's one that's full of both promise and potential peril. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, happy creating.